Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? This is your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and today I'm going to talk about Scary Movie 6, or just Scary Movie, as the marketing is just calling it. But for the sake of my sanity, I'm referring to it as Scary Movie 6. But, anyways, it was released in theaters over the weekend. I went to the theater to go see it, so let's review. So, Scary Movie is the sixth film in the Scary Movie franchise, in which the returning cast are helping their children, who are the younger cast, solve some Ghostface killings that are happening once again all these years later. Some funny shenanigans happening, or unfunny, depending on who you ask. In every movie from the past 10 years, every pop culture and political reference from the past 10 years gets referenced in this movie. Now, at the start of the year, I went back and rewatched every single Scary Movie once a month. In January, I started with the first film, which was my first time watching. All the sequels I have seen. February, Scary Movie 2. March, Scary Movie 3. You get the point. But I rewatched all five movies just to prep for this movie because I have not seen them in a long time. And long story short, some are better than others. But the first two are the best, being that they were made by the Wayans Bros, but all the ones after that were not. Three, I always have a nostalgic place in my heart for. Fourth was, and the fifth one still to me remains the worst. Now, where does Scary Movie 6 fall with the other five movies? I'd say it has its moments, but just like everyone else, I feel it was disappointing. Yeah, the reception to Scary Movie 6 has not been kind, to say the least. Either you like it, thought it was enjoyable, or you just hate this movie. Me, I'm just kind of in the middle. Now, let me start with the things I did like. I did like the beginning with Tiana Taylor. I thought the weapons parody, that was honestly the only part of the movie I laughed at, but that's mainly because I like the setup for that joke. I mentioned that the Wayans Bros returned for this movie because they were basically kicked off of this franchise after the second movie, and so now here they are returning to add their flavor of comedy to this movie, though to the detriment of it. And don't get me wrong, I like the Wayans Bros. They have made a lot of things that I did enjoy, some that I'm discovering for the first time, like Major Pain, which I believe I watched for the first time. It was either last year or this year, I don't remember. And I do like all the returning cast in this movie, like Sean and Marlon Wayans return as Shorty and Ray. Though Ray, he is obviously not gay in this movie. Shorty is still up to his shenanigans with marijuana, though he is a Twitch streamer now. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a little heartwarming to see Anna Faris and Regina Hall reunite in this movie. And when it happens in the movie, I'm like, aw. And let me just say real quick, rewatching all the scary movies, I really did take a moment to appreciate how much Anna Faris brought to these movies, and you really do see that she was game in terms of the comedy within these movies. Same thing with Regina Hall in these movies as well. Now, they did say that nobody is safe in this movie. In fact, it says up here, every line will be crossed, and they were not playing. Like, they take shots at everybody, whether you're on the right, the left, black, white, whatever your race is, whatever your sexuality is, whatever your political agenda is, whatever political side you fall on. They did take shots at everybody, though some of it didn't always land. And this is where I segue into the things that I'm a bit split on because, like I said, they try to parody every movie from the past 10 years, and they try to take shots at everybody and try to take shots at pop culture references, both old and new. Like, there's particularly a joke, a viral moment involving Ray, in which he's representing the I am not gay no more, I am delivered viral moment from a few years ago. And I'm like, why are we parodying a moment from well over a decade ago? The ending of this movie, in which it started getting referential about the franchise itself, I thought it had its moments and it could have worked, but it still doesn't change the fact that we had to get to a bunch of bullshit to get to that moment. And for the things I didn't like, it's basically that middle portion that it's basically just not as funny as the beginning and even some of the ending. And the jokes, like I said, they didn't always land. And like I said, the weapons bit was the only thing I truly laughed at. And there were a couple of moments that got a chuckle out of me, but other than that, it just feels like the humor in this movie was made by a bunch of Gen Xers that are just out of touch. Hence why the I am not gay no more viral moment is in this movie. Because again, why are we making fun of a moment from over 10 years ago? But overall, to me, this movie had its moments, but it was still a bit of a disappointing between the jokes that didn't always land, the jokes that was a bit dated, not even the parodies of the movies they were doing. Some of those parodies didn't always land. Like, they barely scratched the surface with Sinners. To me, the only thing that was holding this movie together was the beginning, the end, and some of the returning cast. I'm gonna give Scary Movie 6 the shoulder shrug emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen Scary Movie 6? If so, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.